Sustainable House Day has been going for a number of years, and it's about homeowners opening up their homes, whether it's a new home or a home they've renovated. It's just about sharing that information and knowledge that they've experienced firsthand and enabling people to come and touch and feel the houses, appreciate the features that a sustainable house can actually provide.
So when we bought the house, it was just the original 4-room bungalow cottage. This was fairly common for the area, and that's where the old part of the house finished, just there.
It was perfect size for the two of us, and then as soon as we had our daughter, it became very small, so we looked at renovating. So this is where the old house finished. We've got some pictures of the renovation process there. And in 2010 it won a Green Smart Energy Efficiency Award.
Well, initially we started off with Emilus, who's the architect, and he's came along and provided us with some initial concepts which we quite liked, based on the lie of the land, which way was north, which way was east, how we could maximise the light into the house. So we then took his concepts, and with a lot of discussion amongst ourselves and with him, was then able to sort of come up with the actual design.
We started with a piece of land where the sun was on the side boundary rather than in the backyard in a more classic sense. It also had an existing building, and the sustainability philosophy is that we're not here to rip everything down and rebuild from scratch, because that's simply a waste of asset. And our emphasis has to be to capture as much good stuff out of the asset that already exists, but create new spaces which achieve the living outcomes that we want to achieve.
We had a meeting with Danny and Donna and felt like we were on the same page straight away, and that was it. We didn't put it out to tender with anyone else. We had one architect, we saw one builder, and it just worked really well.
Energy efficient and sustainable housing is actually getting back to basics in a way. You know, sun in, sun out, whether it's double glazed or how you can manage your home, your bulk insulation, air gaps, all of those sort of things, the way the building is wrapped and taped up.
So it's not about flicking a switch to use energy in an air conditioner, it's about using what nature provides us for free. It's about having the house designed in a way that it passively operates and provides that comfort level without needing any external input of energy or other inputs.
So we have some eaves on the addition that block out the light almost entirely in summer, but allow light almost to the back wall in winter.
So you have to actively open doors and close doors and open windows and blinds and things like that, but the more of that sort of stuff you can do, the easier it is to keep the house at the temperature you need it to be.
We have large rainwater tank capacity, so we're on rainwater which is plumbed throughout the whole house. So we're on rainwater for 8 months of the year.
At the time when we actually did the renovations, putting the photovoltaics on was outside of our budget, but what we did at the time was to run all the cabling within the roof space so that it was ready to go as soon as we could afford it. And now that has meant that our electricity bills are basically cost neutral.
In this particular building, we're standing in a couple of courtyards which are an integral part of how we made the natural world and the built world work together. We're able to change the ambient condition just by the fact that we have vegetation and water. So in the summertime we actually have a much cooler environment than the ambient. In the winter time we have the paving, we have a warmer than ambient environment. So the building itself is not having to do all of the conditioning all on its own.
And Emilus came up with the idea of the concept of the link passage.
It works so well. In fact, that would probably be a favourite thing as well, in that we have the bedrooms and the study in the old part of the house. So that's our quiet area. You come through the link and then you have the kids' playroom, the living, kitchen, dining areas, the backyard. So this is where we live loudly and as a family.
The biggest myth when it comes to sustainable design and development is that it's going to cost a lot more, and it doesn't. It really doesn't need to cost you any more. We built this place for fairly conservative dollars with what we had available to us at the time, and we was able to come up with an award-winning design and building.
In the end, we've had a really great experience renovating with Energy Aspect Living. They've been wonderful to work with.
Energy Aspect Living were there from the start to the end. They made sure that we were happy with the process, and we were really happy with the design, and we've got a great family home that we're very proud of.